Hello, hellmouths and hacktivists. My name is TPSky, and welcome back to Diablo, where we are gonna waste no time and simply get back into the process of what we've been doing, which is slowly but inevitably crawl our way towards the final confrontation with the big man himself. Which means a bunch more walking around this dungeon getting shot at with fireballs and trying hard not to die to the strikes of the Blood Knights, who hit pretty hard, actually. Need to pull the 4 levers, and then a thing will open up, and then we'll die. Probably. It's entirely likely that Diablo's gonna kill me at least once. We'll take him on a couple of times, like, we'll give it a couple of the old college try before we declare defeat. Let's see. There should be a bunch of Blood Knights. Yep. Hello. Would you care to come over here, sir? Yep. Just pile all those corpses in the same square. Let's see. Any Blood Knights around that I need to take care of first? Okay. Is that all the Blood Knights? That would be nice. No. No, it's not. It's not all of them at all. Hello. Okay. How about now? Nope. You do not want to get flanked. Like, you just don't want to get attacked from multiple sides by these... Oh my god. How did you guys not show up before now? Okay. Is that all of them? Probably not, actually. Yeah. Get over here. Okay. Oh, for God's sake. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, would you get hit stunned? Ah! I hate you so intensely. I can't just go and pull the lever and then just go away and not kill them. Because, like, the advocates aren't gonna follow me, but... Don't like being flanked. Okay. Alright, you. Fall down and die. I kinda wish I had picked up the golem spell at some point. But I don't have enough magic stat for it. Even with my... Oh my god! Okay. That was one.
2,000 years later.
Okay. Leave. That was almost all of them. Need to kill this guy. You. Let me pull that lever. And that opens up a thing. Oh, please don't have opened up for Diablo himself, actually. That would be bad. Oh, I think I just did. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay. I think. Is he here? Can't remember. Certainly a bunch of Blood Knights and Advocates, so that's that. Okay. Oh, yeah, there he is. There he is. And you saw the Apocalypse spell there as well. Hi, hello, hi, Diablo, how you doing? Ah! And this lad will chase me around. So what I'm doing right now... Yeah, Would you stop using that spell, please? What I'm doing right now is I'm drawing him over here, and then poof, into a town portal. And what that does is it gets him the hell out of the way. So hopefully he's far enough away now, so that I can go back down through the levels themselves, so that I can come down by the stairway and deal hopefully with his little minions without having to deal with him at the same time. Whether or not that's gonna work, well, let's find out together. But yeah, if I try to toe-to-toe it with any of that, I'm instantly dead immediately. Hey, Wirt, would you like to make yourself useful for once in your little life?
Psst, over here.
44 armor, resist lightning. That's actually not terrible. But I don't believe I need lightning resistance with the old DD. But yeah, that's pretty much the only strategy I have in terms of trying to fight this guy. We need to get him away from his minions, basically. And it's easy to get him away from the advocates. That's no problem. The difficult thing is getting him away from the frickin' blood knights. Because they too will follow you. And they will follow you forever. And before actually trying to fight him, I'll fill my inventory up entirely with potions. And then we'll just have a stat check. Basically, I'll just hit him and hit him and hit him and hit him and get hit and get hit and get hit. And if I have enough health potions, maybe I can beat him. And if I don't, it's too bad. And that's the extent of my strategy. It's a bold move, Cotton. Bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off for him. It almost certainly will not, but we're giving it a go. Okay, it's just advocates left. Okay, good. Right. Then the only thing that's left to do is clear my inventory, fill it the hell up with health potions, and we'll take our stat check. And the thing is, like, once you start to run low on health potions, you can cast a town portal, escape, fill back up on potions, and go back down to try and deal with them. But I'll make a determination about whether I think that that's going to make any kind of difference. No, don't pick that up. I'll try and make a determination about whether I think that's going to make any kind of difference, because most likely it won't. If I feel like I'm actually doing damage to him and I'm actually, like, that maybe with another full set of health potions I could kill him, we'll give that a shot. But most likely, like, if I can't stat check my way through a duel with Diablo right now, then it's not going to happen. Okay, just hoping that none of his knights followed us into this room. Yeah, one of them did. I kind of wish I had picked up the golem spell at some point. Scroll of Golem. Can I use it? I cannot. It needs 51 magic, and I have only 28, so no. It would be nice. It would give me a little bit of a meat shield. Okay. Hi. Okay. Not too much trouble there. There he is. Hi. Okay, I'm hitting him. Okay, I might be able to stat check him. Might. Knocked him out of his spell there. That's good. Oh, I'm getting lucky. I'm getting so lucky. Like, I'm blocking really well. Okay, we should be able to beat him. Should be doable. There we go! And he drops a blade. And there's Albrecht, the prince.
The Soul Stone burns with hellfire as an eerie red glow blurs your vision. Fresh blood flows into your eyes, and you begin to hear the tormented whispers of the damned. You have done what you knew must be done. The essence of Diablo is contained. For now. You pray that you have become strong enough to contain the demon and keep him at bay. Although you have been fortified by your quest, you can still feel him clawing his way up from the dark recesses of your soul. Fighting to retain control, your thoughts turn toward the ancient mystic lands of the Far East. Perhaps there, beyond the desolate wastes of Aranok, you will find an answer. Or perhaps salvation.
And that is the original 1996 Diablo. I was very unsure about whether I'd be able to stat check my way through him. So that was Prince Albrecht there. So remember last episode, we talked about how, like, the inciting incident, like the curse that hangs over all of Tristram, and everything that happens in the game is a reflection of the violence that was done to an innocent child. Like, Prince Albrecht he gets abducted, and that's the thing that sets the events of the game into motion. Like, his abduction, the brutalizing of Albrecht is the beginning of everything. An adult man who looks a lot like a Catholic priest deciding to do something very cruel and mean, like to a child. I don't necessarily think that these visual metaphors are, like, I don't necessarily think that this visual language is intentional, but, like, it's hard not to see that there's, like, some echoes of the Catholic Church's history with children, like, among other things. But it's basically what it is. It's a game about what happens to a community when the innocent are harmed like this. Like, when a child is taken like this, when someone innocent is hurt by someone in power who is corrupt, what happens? And what happens is the degeneration of just whole communities. Like, they just fall apart. People, like, it tears communities apart to see that kind of thing. When children get killed by adults who are on a power trip, Tristram is the kind of thing that happens. And so at the end of all of this, Diablo, the Lord of Terror, it is Albrecht. Like, it is Albrecht himself, his own brutalized... He's dead, by the way, very dead. That little thing where he sort of spasms, no, he's dead. It is his ghost, quite literally, that haunts the town. It's him. It is what happened to him and all the anguish that he suffered. That's the curse that hangs over Tristram. And that's the thing that you are fighting against for the whole game. And at the end of all of it, what does your character do but try to take responsibility for that pain? Like, try to internalize it, try to contain it, become a scapegoat, perhaps. But that's what you're trying to do as a character, is at the end there, you try to take responsibility for things and, and make amends somehow for the failure of the community to protect the innocent and the vulnerable among them. And again, this is not really deep theming. Like, it's not... Again, as we've talked about, I don't really think that Blizzard necessarily intended a lot of this. Because, again, from all the information I've been able to find, all the developer interviews I've been able to listen to, mostly they just wanted to make a dark RPG. And so, oh yeah, dark themes. Child murder. Evil Catholic priest-looking guy. King go mad because child abduction. That's dark, isn't it? Yeah, like, I think mostly that's what they were going for. And all the thematic resonance that sort of bubbles up underneath it, especially characters like Farnham, is sort of a happy accident. Like, it's a happy accident of the fact that all stories have themes, and there's no way not to make a story that doesn't have them. And so sometimes you happen upon something interesting. And that's where Farnham as a character is interesting in the history of Diablo, because we never get another Farnham in Diablo again. And what I mean by that is we never get another character who exists only just to be there. Just to be there, and you can talk to him, and he has some dialogue, and that's it. He doesn't give you any quests. Like, he has no... Farnham never does anything for you. He doesn't give you useful advice. He has no utility to the player whatsoever. He's not part of any quest line. He's just there, sad and drunk and broken, and being taken care of by everyone else in the village because they understand the kind of trauma that he's been through. And similarly with, like, Gilliam the barmaid, she's also mostly useless to the player. Like, she doesn't have any useful advice about any of the quests whatsoever, and she never gives you one. She's just kind of there to be a person who's part of this community, someone who has been through the experiences of what's happened in Tristram, and who has a perspective on it, but isn't, like, the most important person in the world. She doesn't have anything useful to say. She doesn't give you any quests. She doesn't give you any items. She's just there as a person who you can talk to if you want to. And that RPG aspect of just having characters who are there for flavor, like, from the player's perspective, there for flavor, for world building, to give you a sense of the world that you're in, that goes away in Diablo 2. In Diablo 2, every character you can talk to has some kind of utility. All of them. They all have... There's something important about all of them. And in Diablo 3, it gets even worse. Like, in Diablo 3, there's practically no fucking NPCs whatsoever. Because Blizzard is not, like, by Diablo 3, Blizzard is no longer interested in the world of Diablo, really. Like, they're mostly interested in Gothic cookie clicker, where you click on the monsters and then the thing fall down, and then that make the number go up, so then next time you click on the monster, then the bigger number happens, and then more thing fall down, and you click and you get bigger number. And that's the thing that Diablo has lost as a series over time. It's that commitment to its world, to the experience of being in this dark universe, like this dark, gritty fantasy world that's full of trauma and death and suffering in various ways. They have gone away from that, and they have entirely made the game a looter. Like, it's become entirely about click the thing, make loot drop, pick up the loot, get better loot, make numbers go up, bigger booms, more loot, more... Like, it's that number increase game. And that's very satisfying. Like, Diablo 3 is a pretty damn good game. I've played many hours of Diablo 2 and 3. They're good games. They're great gameplay experiences, but this thing that we've been experiencing over the past how many episodes is it going to be? Probably a bunch. That is the lost magic of Diablo to me. This sense of you are a warrior or a sorcerer or whatever who comes to this community that's haunted by grief, that's haunted by trauma, that's haunted by dark things that have happened there, and your job as a character is, maybe for your own personal reasons, but to try to take some like, to not in the sense of being responsible for what happened to Albrecht, but try to take some responsibility for, okay, let's try and do something. Like, let's try and deal with this pain. Let's try and banish these ghosts so that people can move on, so that the world may have some small chance at healing. And that's lost in Diablo 2, especially in Diablo 3, when you are like a half-angel, half-demon, special chosen one, Nephilim god creature who's, I shall destroy all the demons, and then we assault heaven, and then we assault hell, and then we kill all the elder gods, and we just kill everyone. It's entirely a power fantasy by that point. Diablo 1, on the other hand, is not really a power fantasy. As you saw, like, especially in the end of the game with my warrior, I was struggling. It was not a power fantasy. It was like, God, fucking hell, need to teleport away, lure Diablo in one place, kill all his little goddamn stupid bodyguards, then go back and duel him and just kind of hope for the best. That's a very different feeling and a very different mood than it is to play Diablo 2 or 3, which is so much more about the power fantasy, which is so much more about mowing down untold hordes of enemies. And it's that cliche you've heard before, right? With, hey, Resident Evil 1 and 2 with the weird, awkward tank controls. That was part of what made the game a horror game, because it's hard to aim and shoot. And Silent Hill, where your character's bad at shooting and fighting, that's to make you feel disempowered so that it's more scary. Something similar is going on here. Again, not really intentionally, I don't think. Like, I don't think Blizzard intended to disempower the player in any way. Like, I think they kind of tried to design this game as a power fantasy, but they failed a little bit. Like, just a little bit, in the sense that it's janky and clunky enough that, like, if the warrior gets surrounded, if any of them get surrounded, any character gets surrounded, they're dead. They don't, like, the sorcerer, you can learn like a teleportation spell that can get you out of trouble. Any of the characters can if you pump up their stats enough, but, like, mostly you're just dead. And with the warrior especially, it's like you deal with ranged enemies. Well, you've seen how that's been like in the past couple of episodes, dealing with ranged enemies for the warrior. And the sorcerer, if he gets into one-on-one close combat with anything, he dies. Like, you're constantly vulnerable. Like, right up until the very end of the game, you're vulnerable. All the time. You can always make a wrong move, go through a door you shouldn't have, get surrounded by enemies that are, like, mostly just little mobs, but then they hit stun you and then you just die. You're always vulnerable in Diablo. And that's another thing that's lost in Diablo 2 and 3. Vulnerability. Really rare. Like, you're very rarely truly vulnerable in 2 or 3 because you always have options. You can always get away. You can always like find a way out of any situation that you're in, pretty much. If you're half skilled, you have so many skills and options and items, and there is something lost there. At least to me. Like, it's also nostalgia talking. Absolutely, it's nostalgia talking. Because this is a game that I played as a kid, which scared the crap out of me, and which, when I beat it for the very first time, it felt like beating Dark Souls, you know? Like, it was that feeling of accomplishment, like, holy shit, that big guy, with a fire spell, oh my god, I beat him, I finally beat Diablo. That was a big deal back then. Less so nowadays. Like, my heart was going when I was trying to clear out, like, the Blood Knights, and I was like, okay, if this stat check doesn't work, I have to play through the whole game again to level up so I can beat him. But once I realized, like, once I was in combat with Diablo and I realized, okay, I'm hitting him like once or twice per hit, and he's not two-shotting me, so I'm fine. Like, at that point, I knew I can just stat check him and health spam, and then I'll be fine. But that vulnerability, that's the thing that the Diablo games have lost as a feeling, is vulnerability. And what they've lost as a story is the sense of being tragedies rather than power fantasies, because every Diablo game after this was not a tragedy. Every Diablo game after this is a power fantasy. This game is a tragedy. Albrecht is dead, and you've essentially killed him again in killing Diablo, like banishing his ghost, as it were. And now you don't have a way to deal with an elder demon god of hell, so you smack the crystal into your own skull, and now you're possessed by Diablo, and you just kind of have to hope that the trauma doesn't kill you. And again, if Diablo here works as a metaphor for the traumatic and horrible things that happened in Tristram, you essentially putting the soul stone into your head is a metaphor for post-traumatic stress disorder, or like for trauma, basically, just for all the horrible shit you've seen in the labyrinth. That's what the soul stone is. When you slam it into your head, you carry that with you forever. And you might break. Like, it might break you, it might corrupt you, it might turn you into yet another monster. All the horrible shit you've seen, because that's the resonating effect of that kind of violence. Violence against the innocent for no goddamn reason. It corrupts people. It look what it did to poor Farnham. Now look what it's doing to you. And the consequences of that play out over Diablo 2, of course, where we see what happens to the Dark Wanderer. But again, there in Diablo 2, he's just kind of a he's again just like a powerful evil supervillain who you're chasing, and not really a wretch or a pitiable figure or someone that you're supposed to feel bad for. He's just the villain. And yeah, a lot has been lost with Diablo over the years. Anyway, that was 1996's Diablo. If you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed going through it with me, then you can hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons down below, and I'd greatly appreciate the number go up on my channel, because, well, YouTube is a game of cookie clicker, really, once you think about it. And, yeah. Right, like, comment, subscribe, that was the first thing, and then I'm supposed to say that I have a Patreon, a merchandise store, and a tip jar, and memberships available on this channel. I got distracted there for a second, I don't know why. And also... No, actually, that was all of it. I've done the whole thing now, so I'm supposed to say, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to wear a mask and wash your hands, and when the vaccine comes, please take it. And try to act in solidarity. with those who are working to make the world a better place.